Hello, welcome to the Hello Plum Podcast, episode 2. I am Carrie, and this is my space where I'm going to talk about what I'm making. This week I have some cross stitch to show you, and I also have some knitting and some crochet to show you. But before I go any farther, I want to just take a minute and say thank you to everybody who watched and liked, subscribed to my first video. What a welcome. I thank you so much for being so kind, so supportive, and really making what was already a fun thing for me even better. I had such sweet people reach out to me and had such nice interactions, and it's been a blast. I'm having so much fun. So thank you. And I know that if any of you found me, I guess is what I want to say. If any of you found me because of somebody mentioning me on their Instagram or their Flosstube, could you let me know so that I can extend a proper thank you? I know that the Contented Needleworker, Kim, she did mention me on her Instagram, and I know I already said thank you, but I wanted to say it again. She is amazing, and her projects are beautiful, but even more than that, she is like watching sunshine. So lovely, and that was so much fun. Thank you again. I am going to start today. You can find me on Instagram as Charlie's Girl 123, and my email is helloplum10@gmail.com. So those are really the best ways to get in touch with me, other than commenting on this video. I absolutely read every comment, so thank you. This week, what I got up to, I had a busy week, so it wasn't tons and tons, but I feel like I did make some good progress on the things that I had intention toward, considering how busy I was. After my whip parade last time, I did get to looking at some of the projects that I had mentioned, and I thought, gosh, I really do want to put some work into those. So I picked two, and the first one is this Mill Hills Buttons and Beads kit. Again, it's called Wanda's Wands, and I love it. And pictures do not do justice to any project, and this is no different. I started really just deciding that I was going to put a certain amount, as much as I could each day into this, and I made so much better progress than I thought I was going to. There is, I did do some of the beads. I finished the beads in this portion of the roof, and I started the ones over here. The moon has now got its beads. I backstitched all the bats, and I filled in just some of the outside there, and it is so much fun. And I was surprised by how much progress I made on this, because even with the beading, sometimes that can be a little bit more labor intensive, obviously, than just doing the cross stitch, and I still made really good progress. But I do love to bead. That is really fun. I also wanted to just show you, because I did have a question about these. These are the threads, and they actually, they're coming through pretty true to color, which is awesome. These floss drops, somebody asked me about these. These I got on 123 Stitch. They're just cardstock, but they're so nice, and I really enjoy working with those. These are, let me see where I can find. There we go. This is one of the bags of beads. Oh, I do love a bead. Sparkle, sparkle. And this is the other one. I really love the plummy color in there. That magenta is gorgeous. And just like with all buttons and beads kits, you get the button. Isn't it sweet? A little pumpkin, or as one of my kids would call it when they were small, a punnin. Oh, cute. So that is how far I got on that one. The other one that I decided to really put my attention on is, where did I put here it is. Just want to get out the picture here. This is the other one, the Dimensions Gold Collection Japanese Garden Kit, and it's so pretty. And every time I get it out, I think, oh my gosh, why don't I work on this more? So I decided to work on it some more. Let me just get this unrolled here. This is my progress for this week. I worked in here on this green tree because I think that is just going to be so pretty. I filled in some here, and I think what I'm going to do is just work across and get those parked threads put in there. I do like to park sometimes. However, as I grow in my stitching journey, I'm realizing that I actually prefer to just kind of work a thread. As I've gotten more comfortable with counting, I think I prefer to work a thread as far as I can and not have all that hanging. I feel like it keeps my threads looking nicer if they're not tangling all the time and fighting each other. And I also I think it's fun to see the work spread out a little bit more through that cross-country method. So that's what I did this week. Again, not that much time, but I was pleased with the progress I did get because I wasn't looking real hopeful there for a little while with all of the things going on. But my intention, I think, for this next week is going to be just to continue to work on those two. I want to put at least 100 stitches a day into the Japanese garden, and I also would like to take that buttons and beads kit with me. I do take it to work and work on it on my meal breaks, and I enjoy that because it is easier to stitch with those larger holes in that perforated paper. It is easier to stitch in low lighting situations, and maybe where I don't have a ton of time to get everything out. Those kits are really nice to take as a travel stitch, something that will go with me, and they're small, so they're easy to take along. I do have some plans for a start this week. As I was working on the Wanda's Wands, I started thinking about other things that I have that are waiting to get started, and one of those things is the Mill Hill Buttons and Beads Kit Honeybee. Oh, isn't it sweet? I can't get enough of the beads. And who doesn't love a bumblebee, right? I just think they're so sweet. So this is going to be my start for this week. I don't care if I get 10 stitches in on it. My intention is just to get it out, get it set up, get those threads divided onto more floss drops, and I don't care if I get 10 stitches on it. I want it started, and I'm gonna do what I can on it this coming week. So I'm excited to see how far I get with those. There are a couple of things that I did miss in episode 1, which was my whip parade. I don't know how I missed them, but I did. So I'm going to add those right now so that there also is, so that you guys can see those too. This first one here is Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is a limited edition piece called Regal Couch Potato. And I saw it and went, oh, I gotta have that. So I, of course, purchased it. As far as I know, this one is no longer available. It was an Artist of the Month piece, and I don't believe you can get it anymore. I will link everything that I'm talking about. I will link in the description box. Heaven and Earth Designs has so many patterns, and they're all outrageously beautiful. Going on that website is so dangerous for me. Like I said, I don't believe that one is available anymore, but I know that you can always email them and double check on things like that. So I don't have very much progress on this one, but I do have some. So this one is a lot of 310, a lot of dark browns, and yeah, very small start. I may never finish some of these, and that's okay, because like I said in my first video, this is really such a journey for me, and it really is about the process. Of course, I want to enjoy the things that I finish, but I enjoy the process. And for me, whether I finish it or not one stitch, one moment is wasted time or energy, because it brings me joy in the moment. And boy, I think we can all use a good dose of that, right? This is the other one. This is Heaven and Earth Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. This, I believe, is still available, and it's wonderful. Oh, and I did forget to mention, I believe that Regal Couch Potato is done on a 32 count, and I'm doing it 1/1. Treasure Hunt Bookshelf, I think I'm going to need to stand, maybe not. This is 28 count, 2 threads, and it is an easy grid fabric. I think I'm going to stand up. It's a big one. So this, let me back up. This is actually the opposite corner, but it's hard to see. It is Krynic, so it's iridescent thread, and that is a little tricky to get to show up. But this is my progress on this one, and I absolutely love working on this. I think it's amazing that as you are stitching, you might not even realize that you're bringing a detail to life until you step back, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness, like the bubbles that are by that owl, those just popped right out of nowhere. And it was absolutely wonderful to work on thus far, and I am going to continue. I have physical copies of both the Regal Couch Potato and Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. That being said, I have since discovered Pattern Keeper. Oh my goodness. Excuse me while I adjust my chair. I have discovered Pattern Keeper, and it is a game changer. I am by no means a pro. There are plenty of videos out on YouTube about, how to use it and how to upload your patterns and all of those things. I'm still fairly new to it, but it has increased my stitching speed so much. I absolutely love it. And for those who don't know, it is an Android app where you upload your PDF patterns. Not all PDF patterns are compatible. However, I have been fortunate that I have already, I did have some of them already in PDF form, and it was really not difficult to upload them. So if you have not tried Pattern Keeper, oh my gosh, love it. But I do still love a paper copy as well. Kind of depends on the mood I'm in, I guess. So those are the two things that I did miss last week. I also wanted to just show you a few of the things that I have finished. So some FFOs are fully finished objects, and I'm not going to show them all to you today, but I did pick 3 that are really, well, they're 3 of my favorites. So let's get started. This first one here is actually a dimensions kit. This is my most recent finish, and the frames and things, I frame them all myself. They're, I think one of these is from a thrift store. This one is TJ Maxx, and I think the other one that I'm going to show you is Hobby Lobby. So nothing extravagant, just I tend to collect frames as I go, so that if I need to frame something, maybe I have one. This is a Dimensions Gold kit, or Dimensions Petites, excuse me. It's called Stacked Teacups, and I love birds. So between the stack of adorable cups and that cutie little bird up there, I just knew I had to have it. So I think that one turned out really nicely. I'm very pleased with that. So that is my first one. I finished that actually just, I don't know, maybe less than 6 weeks ago. It's been very, very recent. This is a super special piece to me. This one's called Wild Berries, and it is by Blackbird Designs. And the reason it is so special is because I made it as a memorial piece to one of my grandfathers who was, oh, he was an earth angel. He was just the kindest, gentlest, most wonderful man, and one of my very best friends. And I miss him dearly, but having this piece brings me joy and helps me to remember him in a way that makes my heart happy. So this one here is special for that reason. I did I believe this is 28 count fabric. I don't remember the color. And I had never used specialty flosses before. So I used the DMC conversion, and that was really fun because I'd never really done a whole lot with blended threads either. And this was sort of my first venture into that. And that was an absolute blast. I enjoyed every stitch of that. This one here is called Sampler Hill, and this is a Brenda Gervais pattern. This is one of my first finishes, and it was my first venture into specialty flosses. It was wonderful. It taught me a lot about how to stitch, and you know, with those specialty threads, and how to keep you know, how to keep the color the variegation and all of those things the way that you know, want them to be. So I really enjoyed having that. It's a pleasure to have those things in your home and to get to look at them and remember the time that you enjoyed stitching them. So that is, I believe, all of the cross stitch for today. I did want to talk a little bit about what I've been up to as far as my knitting and my crocheting. I've got 2 projects that I've been focusing on, and I do have intention. We have a cat who's trying to join the party here. He can't decide what to do with all of the stuff around him. I am going to grab him and say hello. Come here, baby. This is my cerulean. Say hi, babies. Huh? Can you say hi, Plum? Isn't he beautiful? He's such a love. Oh, I just love him. All right, he's down now. And I have acquired, well, some cat hair. Oh, my thought. Oh, so I have 2 projects that I've been working on this week, and I think I'm going to just really try to focus on these 2 for next week as well. The first one that I have here is the Drippity Drop Socks. These are by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears, who is magical. Everything I have ever made that is a pattern by her is exquisite. The detailing, the direction, the I mean, every single thing that she touches is gold, in my opinion. absolutely love them. I believe that that pattern is available on Ravelry. I know that's where I got the download for that. So this yarn is from Hobby Lobby. I wish I remembered the color, and I don't. I've had it for a while. It is a superwash merino and nylon blend, and it's extremely soft. I have never used this in a place, you know, where it's a hard wearing thing like a sock, but I'm anticipating, being that it has nylon in it, that it should probably be excellent. So this is the sock. Oop, let me get my thread out of the way there. This is the sock. I have completed the heel, and now I'm working my way down the toe or down the foot, and I'm almost to the toe. So the texture on this is, there we go. It's so wonderful. And I feel like it's perfect for a variegated yarn where maybe you're going to have some pooling. I felt like it broke it up really, really nicely. And this little progress keeper that I have here, I made it from just from some jewelry findings that I had here at home, and I am knitting these on, this is Chalgu red lace, size, US 0 on a 32 inch needle, magic loop. And it's been a pleasure. So this coming week, I really want to try to finish that sock, get that second sock, cast on. I don't care if it's 2 rounds of the cuff. I just want to make sure that I have it, that I have it started, because otherwise I'm afraid that I'm going to fall into second sock syndrome and they won't get done. So that is that. And then the crochet project that I have here is called Scrappy. Let me look how it left me. Scrappy Corner to Corner Crochet Blanket by My Poppet Makes. And I also got this on Ravelry. Here is my ball of yarn. This is a magic knot ball, and it's basically all the scraps that I had, no matter how large. All the scraps I had, and there are tutorials on YouTube for this as well, that show how to make these magic knots. And I have never used it on a garment or shoe or, socks or anything that's going to go in a shoe. But I think for an Afghan, it's probably great. So it's really nice because you make these special knots, and then there's no need to weave in ends. You just continue to crochet with it or knit with it. And I will say that when I get to a join, I always do give it an extra tug to make sure that it is indeed secure before I, weave it in there. But I am going to, I'm sure, need to stand up with this. Yeah, here we go. So this is, oh my, it is a big one, isn't it? So this is the corner where I started. Let me come over. This is the corner where I started, and then you work back and forth. It is a free pattern. You work back and forth until you get the width and the height that you like. So there is my height, and here is my width. And I think I've reached the width that I'm going to like. So now what I'll do is I'll start working up this way and squaring it off, and eventually it'll be a nice rectangle. At least that's the hope. It may end up being closer to a square, but that would be okay too, right? The idea is just to use up that yarn and have something lovely to snuggle under when I'm done. So I usually work on that in my mornings. I try to put about 30 minutes into it. I feel like it helps me start my day in a way where there's some calm before the day starts. And I am a very early riser, and so I really do enjoy my time with that and a cup of coffee in the morning. And yeah, so right now that's what I'm focusing on. I think I'm going to place a progress keeper in there and just keep track of how far I get in a week. I think it'll be fun to be able to, see that and keep track of it that way. I just want to take a look here, make sure I didn't miss anything. I think that was all. Yeah, that's all I wanted to cover today. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. Thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. And I'm going to try to do this weekly. I think that for me is going to be a good time frame. Time will tell. But I really enjoy this. I knew that I would, but I'm enjoying it even more than I had thought I could. So I hopefully will see you in about a week. Thank you so much again for watching and hanging out with me. Feel free to reach out and any suggestions or things you'd like to have me talk about or explain, projects you'd like to see me focus on after you've seen everything I've got. I would love the interaction with all of you. So again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Happy making!